Hi everybody, in this video we are going to discuss about the topic called as cancer. Okay, the topic called as the cancer and the disease. Okay, this is a disease which is very dangerous. Okay, which is very dangerous disease, and in India itself there are millions of people who are dying because of this particular disease known as cancer. Okay, millions of people are dying every year because of cancer. Okay, because of cancer. And now if you are looking at this, there are many researches are going on to identify and control and cure the people who are suffering with what the disease called as cancer. And it is a very important area in the research field. It is a very important area in the research field to identify and do so much of research on the disease called as cancer. Actually, what is cancer? Okay, what is cancer? If you are looking at here, it is abnormal and uncontrolled division of cells. It is abnormal and uncontrolled division of cells that invade and destroy the surrounding tissues. Okay, that invade and destroy the surrounding tissues. Which means, see here, we have to remember one very important point, that in our body, cell growth and differentiation are highly regulated. Means cell growth and differentiation will be taking place under a particular way. Okay, under a particular way, and it is under control. Okay, it is under control. This process called as cell growth and differentiation will be taking place. But here now a cell, here we studied in cell division that if there is a cell, this cell divides to form into two new cells. Okay, divides to form into two new cells, and this is taking place in a regulated way, in a particular process, in a stepwise. Okay, in a stepwise, this process of cell division will be taking place in our body. But in the case of cancer cells, okay, in the case of cancer cells, what happens is we are saying it is as an abnormal and uncontrolled division of cells. This is the controlled way. But here, what happens is the cell division is taking place in an uncontrolled way, and once the cells are formed in an uncontrolled way without programming, okay, without under particular steps, all the cells that are formed are destroying the surrounding tissues. And say suppose if this is a cell, okay, this is a cell, this cell, if it is dividing and forming into many cells, uncontrolled way, okay, it is forming into many cells, and those cells which are formed are trying to destroy the other cells which are there. Okay, the other cells which are there will get destroyed in a particular tissue. That is only called as what? Cancer. So in simple, we can say that increase in number of cells, okay, increase in number of cells, uncontrolled, okay, uncontrolled increase in number of cells is called as what? Cancer. Okay, is called as cancer, because in every tissue or cells, in every tissue or an organ, okay, there are a specific particular number of cells will be there. But once that particular tissue or an organ is attacked by cancer, the number of cells will be increasing rapidly without control. Without control, they are increasing. So that is what is cancer. Now, how is it possible that they increase in more number, okay, in an uncontrolled way? We will be seeing, okay, we will be seeing now. So now we said the first point, okay, the first point we have to remember is property of normal cells. Okay, property of normal cells. What is the property of normal cells? Very important point, and you have to keep it in mind. This is a must and should point that you have to keep in mind when you are studying about cancer. The property of normal cells is very important. It is because the complete explanation will be based upon this point only. Okay, based upon this point only, we are going to discuss about everything, okay, about regarding cancer. Now see here, the first thing, the property of normal cells is contact inhibition. Contact inhibition, which means when the cells are dividing and multiplying, when they are coming in contact with the other adjacent cell, it inhibits the process of cell division. It inhibits the process of cell division. Please remember this. That is called as what? Contact inhibition. Once again I am telling you, when a cell is dividing and forming into many cells, those cells which are formed will be having contact inhibition. Okay, contact inhibition means once they are in contact with the adjacent cell, okay, once they are in contact with the adjacent cell, it will inhibit the process of cell division. Means exact number of cells that are required will be formed, okay, in a particular tissue or an organ. There will be no excess number of cells that will be formed. Okay, so that is called as what? Contact inhibition. So each and every cell which is lying, okay, adjacent to each other like this, they will be having contact inhibition here. Okay, once they are in contact with the other one, it is like it is occupying a particular place, and that place is completely occupied, and it goes as an inhibition process where it stops the division of all these cells, because the number of cells that are required in that particular area are sufficient. There is no need of excessive or extra number of cells, so they are stopping now. So every cell, when it is participating in the process of cell division, it will be showing the property called as what? Contact inhibition. Please remember this. But here, when we are talking about the cancer cells, okay, when we are talking about the cancer cells, they do not have the contact inhibition. They do not have the property called as contact inhibition. Please remember, cancer cells do not have the property of contact inhibition. So once they are not having the property of contact inhibition, okay, when they are in close association with the adjacent cell, okay, when they are touching with each other, when they don't have that contact inhibition, then they start multiplying rapidly and more in number, okay, more and more in number. So here every cell in our body are, okay, dividing and maintaining the same number of cells or exact number of cells in our body because of the property called as what? Contact inhibition. But in some cases they lose the property of contact inhibition, and such cells are called as what now? Cancer cells. So cancer cells which are multiplying rapidly do not have what? Contact inhibition. That's why they continue to divide, giving rise to masses of cells. They continuously, repeatedly, many cells will be formed, giving rise to what? Masses. So many number in, okay, more number of cells will be formed, and those cells which are formed, okay, are called as what now? Tumors. Okay, we are calling them as what? Tumors. So cancer cells, okay, which lost the property of contact inhibition, giving rise to masses of new cells, are called as what? Tumors. Okay, now these tumors are of two types. These tumors are of two types, which means cancer cells are of two types, we are saying. Okay, cancer cells are of two types. Now if you are seeing, okay, here the tumors, okay, if you are seeing the tumors, the first type of tumors are called as benign. Okay, the first type of tumors are called as benign. Okay, and the second type of tumors are called as malignant. Okay, the second type of tumors are called as malignant. So there are two types of tumors, okay, or otherwise we can say there are two types of cancer cells, such as benign and malignant. What is the difference between these benign tumor cells and malignant tumor cells? Benign tumor cells are confined to their original location. Very important. Benign cells, okay, those cells which are called as benign tumors are confined to only one region. They will be multiplying rapidly in one particular area only, okay, wherever they lost the property called as what? Contact inhibition. In any part of our body, if there are few cells which lost the contact inhibition, property of contact inhibition, and turned up as cancer cells, if they are not moving from there to other places in our body, but in that region only they are multiplying more in number, such type of cells are called as benign cells. So one of the property or the characteristic of the benign tumors is that they are confined to original location, only in one place. They will not move to different places. They do not spread to other parts of the body. These benign tumors, benign cells, they will not spread from one place, they will not move from one place to another place and spread in the body. Okay, spread in the body. Okay, so this is the second property of benign tumors. They do not spread to other parts of the body. And here one interesting point and that is a lucky thing is that, okay, they cause little damage only. They do not cause more damage to the body, which means those people who are suffering with this disease called as cancer, if it is identified that it has benign, so they are out of danger. We can say that they are out of danger, but we can say that they are they are not at high risk. They are not at high risk because this cancer cells, okay, this type of cancer will not spread throughout the body, okay, throughout the body. Now, by this explanation, you might have understood the second type called as malignant tumors, okay, malignant tumors. In the case of malignant tumors, the mass of proliferating cells called as neoplastic or tumor cells, okay, grow very rapidly. Okay, these are a mass of cells. Okay, they are rapidly proliferating. They multiply very fast. Malignant tumor cells will be multiplying very fast, and these cells, okay, they are growing very rapidly. They also multiply and they grow rapidly. Proliferating means what? Okay, they are multiplying and they are growing very rapidly. They multiply and grow very rapidly, okay, at the same time. Once they multiply, okay, and grow, they invade and damage the surrounding normal tissue cells. They will be harming the surrounding cells. But in the case of benign tumors, we did not come across that and stressed it. But here in the malignant tumors, we should remember that these malignant tumors, when they are proliferating, growing, they will also try to harm the healthy or normal cells that are there around them. They will try to destroy the normal cells or normal tissues that are there present around them. And because of which, what happens is that they will be actively growing, we are saying, okay, divide, they actively grow, divide, also starve the normal cells by competing for vital nutrients. Means what? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Here we should remember that these malignant tumor cells are like they are growing very rapidly, which means they need more nutrients. They are multiplying fast, they are growing rapidly, and for which what is required? Nutrients are required. So they will be competing, okay, they will be competing for those nutrients with the normal cells, which means they will be taking more nutrients, and that's why the normal cells will not get the sufficient nutrients. So when a normal healthy cell is not supplied with nutrients, what happens to that normal cells? They will be dying. But in fact, instead of that, what happens here, when the normal cells are dying, instead of the growth of the normal cells, here we are seeing that the malignant tumor cells will be multiplying more number in place of the normal cells by absorbing all the nutrients, not allowing the normal cells to take the nutrients. This is another property or the characteristic of the malignant tumors. And the very important property of malignant tumors, okay, very important, and this is a must and you should keep in mind. The most important property of the malignant tumors is metastasis. Okay, the most important, okay, property of malignant tumors is metastasis. What is this metastasis? Say here, what we said in that malignant tumors, they will be spreading to other parts of the body. They will be spreading to other parts of the body, we are saying, which means if there is a cancer cell, okay, there is a tumor cell, which is also called here as what? Please remember, neoplastic, okay, neoplastic we are saying. If there is a neoplastic, or otherwise we are calling it as tumor cell, present somewhere in the muscle, okay, and if it is identified now as what? Malignant tumor, that malignant tumor cells which multiply, okay, so suppose if these are the cells which are there at one particular region, okay, location. Here what happens is that one of the cell, just one cell may be sloughed off. Sloughed off means gets detached, okay. This cell may get detached from that area or from that group of cancer cells. This is also a cancer cell, and this cancer cell now travel through the blood, okay, travel through the blood and reaches to any part of our body, and reaches to any part of our body, and means it can enter into any part or any organ in our body. let it be any organ, let it be any part of the body, this one cell, cancer cell, malignant tumor cell, can be sloughed off and it can be carried by the blood to different parts of our body. And wherever it gets attached, there at that point or in that organ, it starts again, this single cell will again multiply more in number and competing for what? The nutrients with the normal cells, and they will starve the normal cells to death. So the normal functioning of the cells will not be there. But in place of that, what is increasing? These malignant tumors are increasing now. And they like this, they occupy or they will be invading different parts of our body. And this property is a very dreadful property, okay, of the malignant tumors, which is called as what? Metastasis. Okay, it is a very feared, okay, it is a very feared property of the malignant tumors, okay, of the malignant tumors. Now we will look at the causes of cancer, okay, the causes of cancer. Here the point you have to remember is, what do you mean by the word carcinogens? Okay, what do you mean by the word carcinogens? Carcinogens means agents which cause cancer, agents which cause cancer. So these agents may be of different types. One may be physical, okay, physical agents, chemical agents and biological agents. Physical agents, chemical agents and biological agents. If you are looking at the physical agents, okay, there may be ionizing radiations such as what? UV rays, okay, UV rays, okay. So UV rays, when a person is exposed to UV rays, it can lead to what? Cancer, because when person is exposed to UV rays, there may be DNA damage, okay. DNA damage will be occurring, and due to which it can lead to what? Cancer, okay, it can lead to cancer. And chemical, okay, chemical agents, very simple, very known, okay, very well known chemical agent is tobacco. This tobacco consists of different many or very important chemicals which can lead to cancer, okay. Tobacco is containing different chemicals, and this tobacco can cause cancer. Very important okay, point, and the type of cancer it causes is lung cancer, okay. So this is another point we have to remember, okay. Tobacco, okay, is it can lead to what? Lung cancer. It is a type of chemical agent. And the next one is the biological agents. Biological means what? The living organisms. So there are some living organisms which can cause what? Cancer. And very important thing is that there are viruses, okay. There are viruses which can cause cancer, because viruses will have viral oncogenes, okay. They have viral oncogenes, okay. Viral oncogenes means what? They are having the genes which can cause cancer. So those are called as viral oncogenes, okay. Viral oncogenes are present. So now after knowing all these, we may feel very happy that we are never exposed to what? These UV rays. We are not, okay, smoking, okay. We are not infected or came across the viruses. But please remember, okay, please remember that even, okay, you have to make note of this, that even a normal cell, okay, even a normal cell do have the oncogenes, okay. Even a normal cell in our body do have the oncogenes, okay. Normal cell is having what now? Oncogenes. Oncogenes means what? Genes which can cause cancer, okay. Genes which can cause cancer, or genes which are responsible for causing cancer. So there are oncogenes. So these oncogenes are called as in our body are called as cellular oncogenes, okay. Cellular oncogenes, okay. These are called as cellular oncogenes, or in short we are calling it as C-onco, okay. C-onco we are calling it as, or otherwise it is also known as proto-oncogenes, okay. Proto-oncogenes. See, every cell is having these genes. Every cell is having these genes called as cellular oncogenes or proto-oncogenes. So these cellular oncogenes or proto-oncogenes, otherwise called as proto-oncogenes, when they are activated, please remember this, when these genes are activated by any substance, Okay, any substance, a normal cell can be transformed into a cancerous cell. A normal cell can be transformed into a cancerous cell. That's the point we have to remember here. So now you have to remember that a normal cell, okay, a normal cell can be transformed into what? A cancerous cell. Okay, a cancerous cell. How? It is because the normal cell is having what? The normal cell is having what? C oncogenes we are saying. Okay, cellular oncogenes, or otherwise what we are calling it as? Proto-oncogenes we are calling it as. Okay, proto-oncogenes. So when these are exposed to what now? The unwanted, okay, chemical substances. Okay, when they are exposed to substances which can, okay, substances which can activate, okay, which can activate these oncogenes or cellular oncogenes. Now there are chances that normal cell can change into a cancerous cell. So these are all the causes of what? Cancer. Causes of cancer. So let us remember, okay, about what is cancer and what are the causes of cancer. Now in the next video we are going to discuss about the treatment for cancer. Treatment for cancer. Thank you so much.